Hi everyone. Today we're going to help you figure out what colors help you look younger and feel your best. You know, when someone asked me about color a couple of weeks ago, it helped me to revisit what I've learned over the years about color, and I realized how much in depth I have studied color. So in about 2002, I took a color analysis course in Toronto, Canada for image consulting. And I was already a color specialist for cosmetics and hair color. So that gave me a good week of in-depth intensity on really figuring out what colors are best for us to use and how they help us feel and what we project when we wear them. And I wanted to share that with you. So how do we figure out what our best colors are to use that enhance us? Well, first, they teach us that it has to be in alignment with who you are. So you kind of match you, like what colors match you? And how do you figure that out, what your base is? So I always start with your base color. And the base is, are you warm or are you cool? And then we go from there. It turns into like 9 different avenues, but are you warm or cool? And the best way I have used over the years when I ask someone if they're warm or cool and they don't know, is to look at their veins. So I always look, if you look at your wrist, and I'll show you this because I am pretty veiny, and they're either blue or green. Now you can see blue down the middle and a couple of green lines on the side. So for me, blue is cool and green is warm. But you always have a base. Even though I have both colors, I'm considered neutral. But my home base is warm. So if I have to choose one, and you always go back to home, I'm warm. I'm warm neutral. So I go between 2 seasons, actually, is my best place. So find that out first. And what they do is actually take cloths. You can see some draping in back of me. I'll show you that after. But if you take a gold and see if what you do is see how you look under your face. So what you're trying to do is eliminate shadows under your chin, because the last thing we want is a shadow under our chin. And when you wear the wrong colors, you get shadows under your face. And as the years go by, that's more important. You want to be uplifted and wear brighter colors that uplift your face, right? So find out if you're warm or you're cool. And you know by if you have, do you resonate with gold jewelry or silver jewelry? Which way are you drawn? What looks best on you. For me, you know, it seems you're probably figured out I'm a gold warmer person, right? But the green veins are it. But to do that accurately, what you want to do is remove all your makeup, cover your hair, because your hair can throw you off. It's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is trying to figure out their colors after they colored their hair, and you really can't. You have to go by your undertones of your skin, not your overtone. If you have a redness or rosacea, that's not your color. Your undertone is your color. And you get there by covering your hair, taking off your makeup, and putting a white cloth to just see who you are. And from there, you can see warm or cool a lot easier. So that's the first thing I would do, is just like take everything off and go from there. And then there's other things to consider. What is your intensity level? If you had to pick a 1 to 10, do you look good in colors that are 2, 3, softer? Or do you look better in colors that are 8 or 9, more vivid? So that's one thing. And the other one is texture. Are you better in a shiny silk, or are you better with a woven texture material? So you all know, you probably have figured out, I mean, if you look in your closet, there's probably some kind of a pattern going on and then there's other things that are out of the pattern and you tend to not wear them. That's why when you figure out your colors, you waste less. When you shop, you kind of just go for what you should be buying, and then everything goes together in your closet. It's really a wonderful thing. As I look in my closet, you can tell what I am, because it's all I have now, because it's been so many years. I'm just used to thinking like that. All right, so what are the cool seasons, right? We have winter and summer are your cool seasons. The difference is winter is very vivid, bright, intense. Think of your jewels, your rubies and emeralds and sapphires. That's winter. Now, when you go to a softer cool like summer, it's as if you took paint. And that's how, art class is, right? You take a primary color and you paint a little gray in it, and that's toned. So a toned color can still be cool, but it's soft. So that's how we go from winter to summer colors. And sometimes, you move into them as you get a little gray hair. So, 20, 30 years ago, you might have been a very vivid blue, and now you're just a little toned, and it's softer because it blends with you better. And that's how we're in harmony with who we are. The goal is to see you and who you are, not so much with what you have on. So if you want someone to notice you. And that's why all these colors apply too, to makeup, your hair color. And it doesn't mean you can't change your hair color. So I start with, what color was your hair when you were 15 or before you colored it? And look at that. So let's say you were a very dark, cool, ebony color, and you say, oh, I want my hair red. Well, you're probably going to get red no matter what you color, because every time you lift your hair one shade, you get a little more red. However, it doesn't mean that once you go gray and you used to be that dark, that you can't be even blonde, as long as you're using the right shades and tones. So if you're a cool black young, you want to be cool blonde as you don't want to be a golden blonde and introduce any copper or warmth. If you were cool black, that's going to really make you look sallow and unwell. So it doesn't mean you can't change your hair color. It just means follow the tones. So winter, summer are cool. Spring and fall are warm. And it goes the same way, because spring is vivid and clear colors. And as you move into fall colors, they're warm, but they're toned and shaded. So you're going to get spring peach. Spring, think like an Easter basket. You get your lilacs and peach. Those are more spring colors. And as you move into fall, they're going to be toned and shaded again. And like a pumpkin. So you're going to go from peach to pumpkin, spring to fall. And sometimes you can fall in between seasons. Let's say I'm neutral. I'll go between winter and spring, somewhere in there. Not so vivid in depth as winter, but still clear. Winter and spring are both clear. Summer and fall are toned and shaded. So cool, warm, shaded, clear. I hope I'm being clear about that. I can show you some of those drapes that I got at the Institute, and that might help you out. But once you find your colors, you also have to be mindful of what are you projecting to people. And, let's say red is your best color, and you love red, and you're a winter red, and you're vivid. But if you have a job interview, perhaps you don't want to wear that red. Let's say the person interviewing you has a little hostility in them that day, and you show up in a red. That's going to actually bring out some anger, or it could. So we want to be careful with what we show up with, depending on what we're doing. And you'll see that in the news journalists. color analysis dress them all the time. Sometimes I see something that's not good at all, but overall they know their colors. So on a job interview, what do you want to wear? Something like blue is a very serious, conservative color. So that's always good for job interviews. And on my second video, I'm actually going to talk about color healing. Healing with color is another course I took once when I was studying energy. So color can heal us. And it's all related to which chakra is out of balance. And each chakra is associated with different organs. So let's say your yellow solar plexus chakra is associated with your spleen, you know, because it's all in the area of the body where it is. So your yellow chakra is like here, and your spleen and your liver and pancreas are all in that area. So if that's out of balance, you may need some yellow color in your life. So let me just show you these quickly so you can know what I'm talking about. So this here, so these are what we call winter colors. You know how I was saying they're vivid and clear? And these aren't all 100%. The woman that I learned from, Karen Brunger is her name, she actually made these. So these are quite old. So these are winter colors. You can see what I mean, right? And these are summer. So these are cool colors, but they're toned. You see the difference? Cool and toned. Summer. And, you know, each season, these are spring. These are bright, bright, bright. Spring. I wear a lot of these myself. I love spring. Although I think I'm starting to feel a little toned these days. And these are fall. The least common color of all people are fall. There aren't too many. And so I'll end up this video talking a little bit about whites and black. So white, we all have a white. Every season has a white. So winter has a clear snow white. That's cool. And summer is cool, but it's more of an oyster white. So do you see what I'm saying? It's a little shaded. Spring white is an ivory, very light off-white. Spring is off-white, and fall might be a deeper ivory. It could even be like a butter color. So those are the whites. And winter is black, summer's charcoal gray. Spring black doesn't agree with us. It's like if I wear black, I can look about 5 years older. It doesn't agree with me. So my neutral is navy blue. So if I, you know, need a dark suit, dark clothes, I go with the navy usually. Falls can wear more charcoal brown, eggplant. That's more of a fall, deeper brown black for a fall person. Not so much black either. So black is not our friend. And black is very, it's a protective color. So in the vibe world, it's not a negative. It's all colors together, and it's a very protective color. So after working with color and getting back into this a little bit, I might start doing color analysis online. If anyone's interested, I'll put a button on my website. And as always, I appreciate you watching my video and listening. Thank you.